Hello readers and digital people, and welcome back to GP Reads. I am your host, Grant Reads, and today, well, I'm going to be doing something a little bit more on the fun side. This isn't really something that has a lot of information, but I thought it'd be really fun to go over the interview that Gorillaz did for the Rolling Stones. And more importantly, it allows me to do my Gorillaz impressions, which are really, really bad. Don't judge me. I'm not trying to offend anyone with these accents, I'm just really bad at it. But I'm using actual Gorillaz interviews for reference, so I'm just doing my best. Let's give it a shot.
For Rolling Stone UK, this is definitely a first. I've been summoned to LA's achingly hip Silver Lake neighborhood for an audience with Gorillaz ahead of the release of their new album, Cracker Island. There's a catch though. At the band's insistence, I've been blindfolded to ensure I don't reveal the precise location of the group's new HQ. Why exactly is unclear, but after what seemed like an age of stumbling uphill and cracking my shins on a succession of sharp, unidentified objects, the oily rag that has been tightly wound around my face is removed, eyes adjusting to their new surroundings. The real-life Murdoc Nicoles is set right in front of us and no less arresting. Given the circuitous and needlessly secretive route it took to get me here, it seems fair to ask him exactly where here is.
The inner sanctum, mate. The nerve center of the lost cult, where the miracles happen.
Also called the living room,
sighs bandmate Noodle, looking through a weighty-looking book of ancient occult rituals.
Sorry about the blindfold, that was not my idea.
Got to wear a blindfold when visiting the Batcave,
Murdoc announces, before turning to Rolling Stone UK with a grin.
I'm not saying I'm a superhero. I'll let you be the judge of that.
Since announcing the release of the upcoming Cracker Island album back in August, Gorillaz have been giving fans a glimpse of the bizarre situation that they currently find themselves in. From what Rolling Stone UK has pieced together from social media and oblique statements from Murdoc delivered via sermons, the story goes something like this. After relocating from LA to West London, Gorillaz set up their own mysterious sect, the Lost Cult, with Murdoc declaring himself the Great Leader. Murdoc's sermons refer to some sort of great prophecy, and for a while, Bluehead singer 2D, who is conspicuous by his absence today, was spoken of as the Chosen One. Although that role seemed to mainly consist of digging up the front garden and bottling Murdoc's bathwater to unsuccessfully flog as a hybrid of holy water and celebrity scent. This being LA, however, there was also a similarly shady clan right next door, the Forever Cult, whose leader, Moonflower, Murdoc has developed an unholy obsession with. Somehow, in the middle of all this mayhem and madness, they've managed to record and write their 8th record, lyrically picking up themselves about cults, a mysterious place called Cracker Island, and digitally fragmented state of humanity right now. The album boasts a typically stellar array of guest musicians. The title track features the unmistakable bass flex and falsetto of Thundercat, while the low-riding groove of New Gold pairs Tame Impala's Kevin Parker with Booty Brown from hip-hop outliers The Far Side. Elsewhere, Beck pops up on the album's wistful acoustic closer, Possession Island, and they've even managed to rope in the talents of Fleetwood Mac's Stevie Nicks for the thumping electro-pop of Oil. Even for a band who have in the past lived on floating islands in the Pacific made out of rubbish, while cutting tracks with Lou Reed, De La Soul, Sean Ryder, and Hypnotic Brass Ensemble, it's an impressive piece of multitasking. I thought you were supposed to be a band. Whose idea was it to start a cult?
A cult isn't something you choose to start, okay? Some of the phony ones, maybe. But this is legit. There was a prophecy, a wondrous vision and all that stuff. In a way, the cult chose us. We are the chosen ones, which is very culty, isn't it?
Do you have any previous experience in the field?
Not really.
But we've dealt with a cult for years. Ross especially is very sensitive to hidden energies. Picks up all kinds of horrible things. He's a walking antenna. It's a curse, really. Isn't that right, big man?
Gorillaz statuesque drummer Russell is sat directly opposite the television, transfixed by the fuzzy snowstorm on the screen. A small trail of dribble slowly working its way down his chin. In answer to his bandmate's question, he very faintly nods without averting his gaze. Have you found many transferable skills from being in a band to running a cult?
Loads! There's always a leader, a founder, a singularity that inspires all. The center of creation! That's me. And thanks to my time with Gorillaz, I know how to rile up a crowd of devout fans. Showmanship skills come in handy too. So yeah, bands and cults very similar. Except bands usually draw the line at human sacrifice, but never say never.
Cults can be a way of looking at the world. I understand it better. That is also art, trying to make sense of the world.
What exactly do the last cult believe?
Oh, loads of stuff. We're big believers. Yeah. Where do I start, Noodle?
Belonging has no geography. It's important for us. Gorillaz have always brought people together. The cult is another portal for us to do that.
Follow the rhythm, not the algorithm. Oh, you're awake, Russ? Welcome to planet Earth! Basically, something big is going to happen. Something massive is nigh. Question is, what? It's Russell's job to figure that out. Also, so far he's done is watch telly like that girl in Poltergeist. Truth is in the static. Look closer. Got to figure out the darn clues. Put the pieces together. It's all there.
Russell is tuned into frequencies that most people are not.
My eyes are now accustomed to the dim light, if not the smell, inside the Gorillaz' inner sanctum, and I can now make out a whiteboard, tacked to the wall filled with scribbles, diagrams, theories and rants. It's the sort of thing you might imagine a crackpot detective sweating over as he tries to figure out who the serial killer is. In the bottom corner, I noticed the phrase, "The Rupture," has been underlined and circled multiple times. What's the Rupture?
A crack. Gateway to Cracker Island. Beginning of the new tomorrow. That's what all this is about. Just figuring out the fine print, joining the dots, joining the...
He trails off and goes back to staring at the television.
Russ thought he'd crack it, pun intended. He calculated the day of reckoning on New Year's Eve. Had his bags packed and everything, ready to go to the promised land. Stood down to the Hollywood sign at midnight, waiting for the heavens to rend apart, but nada. Came back with a right hump. It's nigh, alright. Most definitely nigh. The answer's in the static. Always was. Just got to shuffle the pack. Start over.
Russell gets up and slowly moves his massive frame over to the whiteboard, pulls 2 magic marker pins out of his back pocket, and starts scrawling more unintelligible nonsense, quietly singing to himself as he does so.
Best leave him to it. Continue, pal.
Who has what jobs in the last cult?
I am the great leader, or high beacon, because I am the eternal flame that shines, a bit like a cult version of the Olympic torch, or a really dependable lighter you can even use in high winds. Neutral is the scholar, nosing through books and cobbling together all scriptures and whatnot. Seeker of truth is Russell, trying to figure out the prophecy. Although, should have just named him Watcher of Telly.
What about 2D? Where is he?
The less said about him, the better. To be honest, I'm a bit worried about the boy. He's joining some wacky cult.
Murdoc is upset as Studi has made friends with the people who live next door. The Forever Cult.
That's a bit weird, isn't it? 2 cults on the same road?
Not in LA, mate. There's 7 in the zip code alone.
At this point, the door swings open and Gorillaz frontman ambles in, cheerily whistling the melody to the recent single, Cracker Island. He's wearing a blue tracksuit, the same shade as his hair, and by way of an introduction, thrusts a pamphlet into Rolling Stone UK's hand, although the spelling and grammar could have done with a once-over before it was taken to the printers. It's from a group called Forever Wellness, advertising a free aura exam.
Hello everyone, sorry I'm late. Just been out flooring for the other cult. Anyone want a cuppa?
Just to clarify, Gorillaz moved to LA and started a cult. There's also a cult next door. 2D has left your cult, and now joined theirs?
That's about the size of it, yeah. Can you believe the disloyalty? He's this close to being officially shunned.
In among all this nonsense, how on earth did you find time to write and record an album?
Chaos fuels us, I don't enjoy every moment, and Murdoc is very annoying. But after that, we always find some new pasta, little strange and unexpected blazes.
Is Cracker Island a concept album?
Every record is a concept album. There is always an idea that lives inside a work of art.
And where does the last cult fit into that?
To begin with, I thought it'd be something good that we could explore new ways to think. And also that is a strong concept for an album. But now I think Murdoc just started it to impress the neighbours.
Absolute heresy. No chuffing way, mate. If anything, that lot are the sham. Why would I bother trying to impress them? It's not a competition. And if it was, we'd absolutely smash them a new one.
How does the cult next door differ from yours?
They wear blue and are proper friendly. Also, they don't make me dig holes in the garden. Or store Murdoc's bath.
Toil cleanses the soul. It's also a system by which you move up cult levels. I explained all this.
Who's in charge over there?
Moonflower. She looks well soft. Like one of those old movie stars. And she smells like suntan cream. She says I got a nice aura and something about Murdoc being a false prophet.
Oh really? False prophet am I? Then how come there's paintings of me all over the gaff, showing me looking all holy and stuff? And look what I'm wearing! Look at this hat!
Is she who you were trying to impress, Murdoc?
Not this again! Listen, it's the other way round! The number of times I spotted her through my binoculars and she's looking right over in my direction! It's embarrassing and a bit creepy, if I be honest.
2D grabs his phone out of his tracksuit pocket, squints at the screen, and announces he has to head back next door, as it's time for his gong bath. This news sends Murdoc into a rage, and he hurls his elaborate pink hat in the direction of the now departing singer.
Oi, get back here! You don't get to leave the interview early! I was planning to storm out. Right, screw this. I'm going for a soak in the jacuzzi. Hold my calls. Consider this interview terminated.
Murdoc storms out of the interview.
Write that down, mate.
Murdoc flounces out in the opposite direction. Noodle gets up, offers a weary smile, and then a bow and follows suit. Russell momentarily looks up and realizes his bandmates have left the room. He shrugs and goes back to staring at the television. Probably best leave him to it. I'll show myself out. So what did you all make of my Gorillaz interview recreation? Should I do more? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you again next time, but until then, keep your eyes wide open and never stop reading. See you all.
It's amazing. Look at this. An actual magazine. ARG Digest. So if you're fans of spooky, weird, strange, mysterious series like Dad and Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, Poppy, or whatever else you call those weird series, this is an actual magazine. GP Reads and a bunch of other people made it. It's really impressive. So yeah, check it out. It's really, really cool. Getting his dad's rump on the back, rubbing his bald head. Get yours today.
Get your physical copies on Amazon today by searching ARG Digest or follow the link in the description. Free digital copies available on our website. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Now I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my patrons and channel members. Thanks to you, I'm able to do what I love. CNK114, Investigator Zeus, Dobby's Music, Jera Mullins, Free Spirit Katie, MC Darfer, Roxy, Vexus, Agnieszka, Granny Monster, Nightmare Luna, and Lily Ardat. Really, thank you so much for everything you do. It means the world to me.